Today's simple shift that I want to share with you is you get what you focus on. And some people explain this in a woo-woo sort of way and talk about the law of attraction and things like that. And although all that sort of thing fascinates me, I like to explain it in a much more down-to-earth way. So you get what you focus on. If you're focusing on the bad stuff or the stuff you're not doing, that is what you're going to get more of. You're going to get more of that stuff that you don't want. If you're focusing on the good stuff, the stuff you are achieving, you're going to get more of that. Yes, that sounds a bit woo-woo, but let me explain it this way. When did you, let's say, buy a new car, and maybe you went to the showroom and you saw a car you liked, and you didn't know anybody else that had one. Well, when you drive that car home, you can guarantee you see another car exactly the same. If not that same day, within a couple of days. Then you start to see them everywhere. They become much more common than they originally were, don't they? Well, no, they don't become more common. There are exactly the same number of that type of car on the road as there always were. But it is now, that car is now in your awareness. And so because it's in your awareness, you notice it more often. So you're focusing on your new car because it's your pride and joy. So you see more of them everywhere. Something that happened with me personally is I've got 2 border terriers, and I was never really a dog person. I was always a cat person, but my husband persuaded me that we needed dogs, and he wasn't sure at first what kind of dog he wanted. And if I had to have a dog, I really wasn't fussed about what kind of dog it was. I mean, I love them dearly now, but at the time I just wasn't bothered. So he told me that he had a few different choices that he was humming and hawing between. He eventually told me, right, I want a border terrier. And I thought, what on earth is a border terrier? I heard of them before, but I didn't know what they looked like. So he showed me some YouTube clips or some pictures or whatever it was. Now I sort of said, oh, okay, then that's a bit scruffy looking, which it is, but they're gorgeous. But after we got, I still didn't really focus on it that much because the dog was his thing. After we actually found some puppies and we chose one and brought one home, I started to see border terriers everywhere. I had never noticed them before. I never really, I suppose, noticed what kind of dogs were walking down the street. To me, it was just a dog. But as soon as we got our border terrier, we saw them everywhere. It became a standing joke. We'd be driving along in the car and somebody would shout, border terrier. A year later, we got a second border terrier. We started to see 2 border terriers everywhere. And it's not because there are more border terriers out there, it's because we were focusing on them. They were in our field of awareness. Subconscious mind is bombarded constantly with lots and lots of different images and messages and sounds and feelings. We filter out the bit we don't need. We would be totally overwhelmed if we took on board everything. If we noticed all the things we were hearing, and we noticed all the things we were seeing, and we noticed how bright the colours were, and the different advertising messages that were coming towards us. If we noticed everything that would be going on, we would be totally overwhelmed. So we filter out what we need. The brain is very clever, and it filters out what we need and gets rid of what we don't need. When you focus on the things you want to see, you will see more of them. They will be in your awareness more, so you will see more of them. It's easy to concentrate on the people who didn't get back to you, the people who said no to you. When you are thinking about that, consciously thinking about that, they are in your awareness more, so you're going to see more of it happen, and it's going to lower your mood and lower your motivation, and it's like a downward negative spiral, sucking you down, so that eventually you think, well, what's the point? They're not going to get back to me anyway. When you say the little things, when you say, wow, I did a fantastic job yesterday, I sent 10 Facebook messages out, and you're not attached to the outcome, you're seeing what a good job you're doing, you start planting the seeds that will eventually come to fruition. And that is that is what's in your awareness, rather than things that aren't happening or aren't happening the way you want them to. The things that you should be doing and want to be doing are the things that are in your awareness. So I hope that makes sense. I'm sure you've got an example in your life of where something you focused on, it becomes something you see more of. But focus on the positives, the things you are doing, the people who have taken a look at the business presentation, the people who have said yes, the people who have joined your team, the people who have bought your products. Focus on what's going right, and you are going to see more of that. More of that will be in your awareness. It'll keep your mood up, which will keep your energy up, which will reduce the overwhelm. So I hope that helps. Thank you.